Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to stop in and visit and check out my video. We're back here in LFM, ready to start here at Barcelona in the Porsche, working on the setup, see if I can do any better.
Green light, go, go, go. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the left. Clear on the left. The pit is now open.
Oh my gosh.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
See if I can stick with this Aston Martin. Dang it! I got on the curb. Of course, it has a pit stop. I'll tell you.
By the way, the fastest lap so far.
go.
Gaining on the car and in sector 2.
Some draft off of this Aston Martin. Not see behind that damn car.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Damn it. I just been struggling in LFM. I just cannot get my act together. No matter how hard I try, I get the pace and I practice and I'm doing all right, and then I get here in a race and I just choke. I don't know what the deal is. Come on. Can't stay in bounds.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Gotta get around this Aston Martin. do a dive bomb on him. Dang it! Need to stay right on his bumper. Not gonna now.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
How much am I going to lose how much ground and then have to catch back up to this guy again?
Losing to the car, heading sector 1. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Turn's got my number.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Dang gum.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
go.
The car is exiting the pits, watch out.
Oh, that's the guy that was the wreck.
Losing to the car ahead is sector 1.
Not good there. Better. Man. Coming in next time. Should've probably came in this time. I'm dogging it through there. I didn't hit the dirt.
We are at the halfway mark, still a way to go.
Okay. Front knocked down a little bit. Rear. Come up. That's about it. Right front. There we go. No damage, so that's good. Save a few seconds there. Need a killer pit stop.
Mandatory stop is not clear. Let's go, 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 go.
Well, we got some cars ahead of us. I don't know if I can close in on any of them, but it'd be nice if I could. Nice if I could get a draft off this Audi.
Well done, mate. That's not bad. Yellow flag, be careful there.
He ran right into him. That hurt me. I didn't know what the guy was going to do, if he's going to go forward or stay there. Oh, dang. Catching those guys. They're running 46s and stuff, so yeah. I like it.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Why do I always catch people right up at that turn? I guess I'm faster there than everybody else, I guess. Always get right up on their bumper right there. Porsche is going to catch me behind. Yep. Oh, he's really going good now. Oh!
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Jeez. Oh boy.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
All right, good pass. Need to get a hold of that McLaren. Oh man. Blew it. But he had problems too, so that's good. better.
Porsche got ahead of him. Nope. Thought he did, but guess not. It. Open it up. Dang, Porsche's still stuck behind him.
Losing to the car ahead is sector 1. Yellow flag in sector 3.
Oh, not again. Blew that. I think I'm just getting tired. I like to catch him, but don't get greedy. I need to finish. I like to just catch him, so if it put pressure on him and he makes a mistake, then I'm there. But starting to slip around a little bit.
Gotta adjust my driving style. I catch him up through here, but then I don't. I blow it later on. Like right through here. Same times. Should be 2 more laps. This one and 1 more. Definitely want to bring this home because it's good points. Started, what, 14th or something like that. That's what I need. And no contacts, but I had points on going out of the track, so that's not good.
The pit window is closing down.
No warnings, but Porsche finally got around him.
Leaders on final lap now.
I'm really losing it that last bit.
Finish the race.
Still a good finish.
Alright mate, race is over. Good job. You did the best you could. Take it easy, lead lap.
Whew. Wow. Good race. Good finish. Hey, that's top Porsche. I'll take that. Small victories. Some hard, really hard getting around the Aston Martins. Both of them in the beginning and later on. It was still a good race. Man. Whew. Tough race. But happy with it. Let's see, we'll go visit the LFM website. And then I got a couple different options for the setup. So the setups, I'm probably going to have 2 setups and 2 different driving styles. One for somebody that doesn't like pushing it so hard through the corners, and another for somebody like me that really runs on the front end of the car and really likes to push for everything you can. So 2 different kinds of driving styles. So like I said, I got 2 setups for it, and we'll go over those when we get to the setup part. All right, we're back here at LFM checking out the results, and here we are, finished 6th. Got 8 incident points. The safety rating went up 0.16 to a safety rating of 7.19, and well, it's higher than that, but that's what it was. But in ELO went up 95. So again, we're back up to a 7.35 for my safety rating, and my ELO's up to 1877. So we moved up 8 positions. So I'm really happy with that, especially in the beginning when I couldn't get around the Aston Martin and some other the Honda and Aston Martin and stuff like that. It was just a little bit difficult to get around them. So we definitely made some progress. So happy with that. Coming from a decent ways back. So again, some really good times. My fast lap was a 1:44.2, which is okay, but again, still, still really needs to do better. But again, still happy with the performance, and mainly the consistency. It would hold its lap times pretty decent, not too bad. I mean, of course, when you're dealing with traffic and stuff like that, it disturbs your rhythm and things like that. But that's just racing, so that's just the way it goes. That's on me. So a lot of times it's not on the car. It's just me. Need to pick it back up quicker, or find a way around quicker. But I try to be a little bit on the cautious side, and because one, I don't want to get wrecked or wreck somebody else, and I just want to make a good pass and not have any mistakes or anything like that. So probably a little bit on the cautious side. But anyway, it still all turned out really good. And again, we're moving in the right direction, especially after a few days ago the bad race that I had. So I don't mind a bad race here and there. It happens. I just hopefully can put more a bunch of good races together and keep doing that. So at least if it does go down, it goes right back up and goes up a little higher. So we just need to keep going in that direction. And so we'll go ahead and go back to Barcelona and check out the setup. All right, back here at Barcelona, and again, really happy with the race. And I got a couple different setup options for everyone, depending upon your driving style. Now, I went over the one setup in the prior video, and I'm going to leave a link to each setup in this video, but I'm only going to go over the one. If you need to go over it, like the console users, if you want to have to go over it, where I go over it and show every menu of it, and so you can copy that down, then you have to go look at the other video. I went over it in that one in the last race at Barcelona here in LFM. So here I got this one. Now the difference is pretty massive. So we're going to go over it and probably going to talk about it a little bit more than I normally do. But we got 25.2 left front, 24.8 left rear, 26.8 right front, 26.3 right rear. The toe is a negative 0.1 with the camber at negative 3.6 on the left front, negative 3.4 on the right front, and the caster is at 11. The toe on the rear is a positive 0.05 with the camber at negative 3.2 on the left rear and negative 3 on the right rear. Again, I take some of the toe out because it doesn't need turn in with how I have the car set up. So I take a lot of that out so it doesn't turn in too much. But other than that, it's about the same as the other setup. Electronics again, 3, 2, and 4. And again, just like I said in the other video, in the last race, that you can adjust these to 4 and 6 or however you think you can get to track conditions. The TC and the Porsche is really good. Of course, again, I just usually put it at 50 liters. I change it a lot. I did have this at 65 too. So again, it's good for a lot of different applications. Again, number 1 brake pad. Mechanical, I got 2 on the anti-roll bar, 49 on the brake bias. Steering is 13. Springs are 127,000 on the left front, 119,000 on the right front. Bump stop rate is 600 on the left front and 500 on the right front. And the bump stop range is 2 on the left front and 4 on the right front. Again, same kind of settings as I had in the other one. On the rear, the springs are 187,000 on the left rear, 174,500 on the right rear, and the bump stop rate is 800 on the left rear and 700 on the right rear. The bump stop range is 10 on the left rear and 15 on the right rear, and the anti-roll bar is 4 and the preload is 160. Now, here is definitely some of this is the same, some isn't. The anti-roll bar is a little bit different. And now you can, if you want it just to tighten it up a teeny bit, you can give it one more click of anti-roll bar in the front. You can do that, so just keep that in mind. That's, again, an option, an adjustment. Or you can also take one out of the rear if you think the rear end is rotating too much. So that's your call. Again, this is more of a higher downforce package. Shocks, again, are 1132 on the front and 1131 on the rear. Again, dialed in with Motec. Is pretty much as close as I could get it. Aero, and this is where the big differences are. You got 54 in the front, 82 in the rear with a maxed out wing. Actually, it's 53 in the front. 53 in the front with an 82 ride height in the rear, a 12 wing, a 3 splitter, and a 3 and a 3 and a brake ducts. And the front aero variation is a 2.2 to the positive. So again, just a little bit different. Now, in that last race, that's what I had it at. I actually had a click a wing out, and I actually had and there I think I took some of the ride height out. But this is this is a good base. Now, these are things that you can adjust accordingly depending upon the grip of the track in your application. Again, I ran my first 143 with this setup. So, and now I did have low fuel like a qualifying, but I mean it was possibility of pretty good into the 43. So that was my first time with the Porsche. So I'm really happy with it, and it's pretty aggressive. So again, just things to do if you want to take some of that aggression out. I would just lower the ride height in the rear. I would just click it down, maybe a couple clicks, and maybe one click out of the splitter, something like that. And now you're down to 1.8 and things. That's where I would start at. Or you can click it down like that and take this out, and maybe just go down at one in the wing or 2 in the wing if you think that's it. But again, if you want, don't go down too much, because you're basically changing the balance a lot, and you're not going to gain much. Okay. This is one of the things I wanted to talk about. I did a lot of laps. Okay, a lot of laps, and basically, if you raise the front 1 click and go down 2 in the back to 10 wing and pretty much leave everything else the same, you don't gain anything. So the speed down the straightaway is within its tenths. I couldn't see, obviously it doesn't read in tenths, so it's so close it's under a mile an hour. There's no difference in this setup than it is with the max wing. So again, that's because you got the front end down. As soon as you lift the front, now you're creating more drag. So again, and because remember the Porsche, the front's going to come up when the fuel comes off. So you want the front pretty much you know, if it's dry weather, no more than maybe a click up. That's about it, because that's going to come up and then it's going to get the car to understeer later. So you want to be careful of that. So that's the reason I had it here. And I had max wing, but I also had maximum ride height. Not maximum ride height, but I mean, this is really high for me. I usually don't run it this high, but it was very, I wouldn't say oversteery at all. It was just very precise and very, turned very fast. So again, but it's going to get better as you go. So that's another thing. As you run 3 or 4 laps, it's actually going to probably start picking up. You're probably going to start dropping a little bit of time, because it's going to start getting better and better as far as I think, what did we figure out, like 35? Or is it 30? Yeah, see, like 25. So time you get down to about half, you're already going to come up 1 click right there. And now look at your aero variation. It's only 1.6. So it does make a difference. It's going to tighten up a little bit as you go, but, of course, the rear end stays right where it's at. And, again, you're not going to notice anything down the straightaway. I mean, as you saw with me, I mean, guys were pretty close, and they couldn't, if you go through that last section and attack it and and really practice that, to go through that chicane thing and before you go onto the straightaway and really go through there and attack it, you should be able to pull a couple car lengths away and be able to where they're not going to catch you. They might get up to catch you down at the end of the straightaway, but they're not going to be able to make a pass. So again, the idea is to pull a little bit of a gap all the way around the rest of the track. So again, it's take some practice. Again, it is a little on the aggressive side. But the other setup that I showed in the other video, and I will leave a link to it in this one, is something, again, that's not as aggressive in the corners, but it's more straightaway speed. So, again, that is for somebody that doesn't like to really attack the corners and things like that. So, again, this is, again, you can always knock this down a couple clicks if it's a little bit too aggressive, or just maybe one at a time on this end. You can go down to like 1. Makes a little bit small little differences on the front end. So again, I'm trying to get so you can go through some of these fast right-handers as fast as possible and carry as much speed as possible. So again, I spent a lot of time with it, and it did really help as far as running my personal best with it. I'm still not happy. I need to do better, but it's definitely in the right direction. So again, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you run your personal best with it. And of course, there'll be a link to both setups in the description. I'll put this setup first because it was the setup that was pretty much the one I used in the race. And I mean, I made a few adjustments just because of the track conditions. But again, this is what I'm leaving it at, as it ran, my personal best in the Porsche. And the other setup will be below that, the same setup that I showed in the last LFM video here at Barcelona. So again, I hope you give me a like and subscribe, and it really helps with all the support. And thank you to everybody that supports the channel. I really appreciate it. And I sure, again, all my setups are free, and any other setups are in my playlist. And again, I do have a PayPal account, but you don't have to, give me anything. Anything is appreciative, and I want to thank you, anybody that does. But again, I really appreciate a like and subscribe. And again, comments would be great. I love talking to all my sim racing friends, and I hope you come back and visit again really soon. See ya.